The biggest project that we've been working on for the fall of 2020 semester has been establishing an off-campus professional workspace for students, something that just flips the script on the traditional classrooms. So instead of walking in with desks and a teacher up front, we wanted a space that was welcoming to both community partners and to students, and just had the atmosphere that when you come here, it's going to be collaborative work and it's going to be impactful work outside of the classroom. And we started working with some furniture companies to furnish the space, and the money for the furnishings will come from the STEM Best grant. We're still implementing and spending the money that was given to us from that award, so that will help establish our space. So if a teacher was wondering how to implement authentic learning within a core class, regardless of the age of the student, I think a good thing to do is to start small. Start with one project that maybe even you as a teacher are passionate about, but you know that it aligns with your curriculum standards, with a community partner that's all on board. And then to move forward and get maybe some other colleagues that you can work with that also agree that they value authentic learning. So my role as an instructor has shifted from being instructor-led, where every step of the lesson plan is planned out and you have leading questions that should then kind of push a discussion a certain direction and then will result in conclusions by students that you were looking for, to being more student-led, where the majority of the heavy lifting of the thinking, the true intellectual work is done by the students. So it shifted from, yes, keeping your original standards, your core standards that you teach within your class, but then putting those as a posed question for students, like how could we learn this and how can we learn it in our local community, and then guiding them through that problem solving process, discovering where it can be applied or where it can be discovered, the standard that is, where it can be discovered within our community. And then it's definitely more of a guide than a dispenser of information, and knowing that we as teachers can be experts in things, but we can't be experts in everything. So allowing the students to discover where can they find their own information, where can they find their own local expert that isn't necessarily me as a teacher. We have 5 standards for our class, and you get a credit for each class period that you're enrolled. So students can be enrolled in 2 class periods or just a single class period. And then this fall, we allowed students to search the work-based learning clearinghouse for projects that they were interested in, and to see if they wanted to reach out to the community partner on the clearinghouse or if they wanted to adapt those projects to our local community. So we kind of had a mixture. Some students chose a project off the clearinghouse and some students adapted a project off the clearinghouse. So the assessment portfolio has a checkpoint, and then we do it every other week. And so as they comment, they just comment which standard that they assessed, and then they can upload their work. Kathy Hageman, our instructional coach, helped make rubrics for each standard. So then as they upload their piece of evidence, then they can use the rubric within their explanation to explain, I should score 4, 3, 2, 1 is what we use here in North Fayette Valley, based on my piece of evidence, because you can see that it meets the rubric requirements. We're also working on having dialogue after they turn in their portfolio. So why do you feel you scored this way? How could you improve your piece of evidence? How could you change the way that you demonstrated this standard?